Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out in the garden and I thought I'd give you an update of what's happening here at Returning to Basics in our garden. Our muscadine vines are doing great. Look here. And they're doing really well. I've had these for 25 years or longer. They're doing super. The ones outside the fence there are nobles. They're relatively new. There are some fruit on that vine right over there. And we'll see if it'll produce much this year. But look at our daylilies. Man, aren't they pretty? All the way down from one end to the other. And what's interesting about them is those blooms only are open for one day and then they fall off. But all during the month of June, we'll have a lot of blooms here. Here's some of our peas. And look, we have small peas on them already. It won't be long. And you know, those may be beans. Teresa is our gardener. Those right out there, those are peas. And those are all purple hulls. And we've had great success with them because we've had them covered like that, pest free. You do have to open it up every now and then so that you can get it some water, but otherwise they do great. Look at these. They're really coming along great. And those are flowering. I believe those are cucumbers. And over here in ground, you notice that we have some boxes that we're using this year, but what we did was we opened the other ends and we put hardware cloth on it to keep the moles from getting into them. We've had terrible problems with moles controlling them, and how we've done it, our little secret, is we use all of our raised beds have this hardware cloth on the bottom. Those tomatoes over there that are in ground, they don't have they don't have bottoms in the bottom of those tubs that they're in, those containers. They have wire on the bottom. And so those melons right over there, these cantaloupes right here, those cantaloupes right over there. And so that's how we've done that to keep the moles from tearing up our gardens. Let me get back over here quickly and show you what's happening in the containers. I don't know what that is right there. I think that is some type of mint Teresa has, but you can tell exactly what these are. Those are carrots, and these are peppers, and man, look at them. Aren't they doing well? We're really doing well this year. Onions, more onions. That is a red romaine that Teresa's letting go to seed, and that's Swiss chard there in the back, and these are squash, as you can tell, and you have to work on those every day because there'll be little squash bugs on them if you're not careful, and eggs. But look at there, this one's not looking so good. We may need to give it some water, but there's a squash right there. Here's some onions and tomatoes together. These are little sweet 100s. As you can see, we have one right there. This tomato's coming along. This tomato, these little cherry tomatoes, as you would call them. The secret to this is, you know, tomatoes are self-pollinated, but you need to shake them. You need to make sure that these little flowers have some vibration, because the male and the female parts are there, but wind or vibration has to do this. So every few days I come by and I shake the cages to make sure that those blooms are all agitated and have disturbance, and that disturbance causes them to pollinate. And so it doesn't hurt them. I'm not mad at them. Old timers shake them like this, we shake them too. And look at that. Look at how many tomatoes we have on that one plant, and that one over there as well. And we've never had this many. And I'm going to tell you a little secret to our container gardening. The last 2 years we gardened in containers and we didn't do any good at all. So the secret to all of our container gardening success this year is we learned that all of the materials that you buy from the big box stores in the plastic bag sits out in the sun, and it kills anything that's live in it from all the sun. And so it still has vitamins and minerals and things like that, but it doesn't have anything live in it. So what we did was we went out into our little drainage ditch out here, and I took 2 or 3 wheelbarrows of dirt and I inoculated each one of these containers. We put about a scoop of dirt in each one of them with all the materials that we have, like the potting soils and the compost and different things. And look at what's happened this year. We've had a tremendous amount of success this year because all of our dirt is alive. These are sweet potatoes, if you can't tell, and they are coming along really good. They were slips that we put out just not too long ago at all. These are 7 or 8 containers that Teresa has with nothing in them, but these are potatoes right here. This is asparagus, and another example of what covering will do for you in success. Look at that Swiss chard. It's just teeming, and so are the carrots. We're going to have to thin those. All of those onions are doing great. That's a chard. I'm not sure what that is at all. And this is okra, and the okra is the only thing that wasn't covered, and all the rest of this is doing so well. And so I wanted to do a quick update, show you what's happening in the garden, and I'll finish up by coming out here showing you a couple of things. My raspberries, look at them. They're just doing super. They're for being young vines and not having many vines in the ground. Wow, they're doing great. I'll pick those later today. And these are our purple hull peas. They've been pest free. They are self-pollinating, so they don't have to be open for the bug, for the wasp and the bees and whatever, but it is good to open them every now and then. And the sunlight gets right through that cloth, and it does well. And those have done great. And those are our sunchokes. And that's what little bit of a flower garden that I have. It's coming along. It's a little late, but it's doing good. Notice my solitary bee house, my bee box right over there. And I have one right down there by the raspberries. Solitary bees are very important in the pollination of your garden. Hey everyone, thanks for staying this long in the video. If you have comments or questions, please leave them. I'll be happy to answer them. But just keep in mind, remember, the secret to our success this year was 1, covering everything, and 2, inoculating everything in these containers with good live dirt. Hey, God bless you. Happy gardening.